Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video. As you can see, today I am in Ark, and yes, this is the Ragnarok server. So that means I've spent the last 3 days rebuilding a base from scratch. Now, do bear in mind that most of it, well, everything you see here had to be spawned back in because I had absolutely freaking nothing after whatever that was hit the server. So basically my entire base with all of the goodies in it went missing. The only thing that I had left was, of course, dinos. So with that said in mind, I obviously waited for a fix. Nothing happened. I couldn't fix it, so that meant I had to rebuild everything. Now, the way I've done this time around is I've actually used a lot of vanilla stuff, so the base is a lot of vanilla stuff. Now, what the problem was with the server is it seemed like the S Plus things just vanished. Now that was with a Christmas update, so this is what the base looks like. It's only a fragment of what it used to be. So the entire ceiling is vanilla ceilings. The floor or the base of the base or the foundation of the base is, of course, vanilla, and the corners, of course, of the base, so anywhere that you see a corner, that is all one piece vanilla walls. The vaults, the tech stuff, the crafting stations, all vanilla. I don't want them going missing again if that happens all over again. And as you can remember, I did have quite a lot of Rexes, so this is where I placed all of the color mutations at the top. At the beginning, I've got my battle Rexes. These are the more important vaults, and as you can see, I did also use some vanilla walls just to save up on the structures and stuff, so that will allow me to build a larger base. Now, I don't have a water facility just yet, but that will come in due time. I've also moved my dinos from extinction, as you can see. So I've got the Tapaharas here, I've got the Gotchas. They're all hitched, so I'm still using the S Plus stuff to hitch dinos. You know, one wrong whistle in the base and it will be hours of work just to put everything back. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'm just going to kind of showcase where I'm at with the base. I've got a teleporter, once again, all vanilla stuff. I've also set up some vaults, as you can see. Most of them are empty. I am going to start gathering some resources and stuff, and I'm sure that'll come in time. This is another place. So I've got gotchas. I'm just gonna remove or put back the hood so you guys can see 2 gotchas that do black pearls from extinction that I brought over. And over on this side we have silica pearls and obsidian. They'll all be crafting. I just need a ton of owls. I've also brought over the Volanosaurs, which you can see there in the corner. And over on this end I've got crystal and metal. So this is kind of the way I've designed this place, so I can access all of the owls that I will be taming and bringing over from extinction. And that's kind of like this section. This is more like a working area where I'll be doing crafting and all sorts of things. I just realized that my phoenixes have gone, as have my gigas. They all died out because of hunger, so they do seem to starve quite quickly, but that's fine. Fair enough, sees. I'm happy with that. I do need a ton of fridges as well. So we've got all of the crafting stations here. We've got a bed stashed right there at the back. I still need to develop a quarters for me, just because that's one of the things that I like to have in my bases. I've placed up all the lights. Again, the lights are all vanilla, so they will be on all the time. The cloning chamber right there, as you can see, we've got a shield generator. Again, I think the shield generator is the S Plus, so the shield gens are S Plus. We've got a industrial cooker right there. This is the greenhouse. Not as big as the one before, but it should do just fine. So this is what I've got. Kind of gonna need to make some use of the space above it or something of the sort. There's a lot of empty space there. I'll have to figure that one out. So this is the second section of the base right here. This is like an open area. I'm going to keep it like that. Now, there aren't any sloped walls or ceilings made of metal that are sloped, which is annoying, so I've had to use the stone ceilings. but I've kind of created kind of like a floodlight system so that it's all illuminated. This is the tech Quetzal that you saw me tame and use in my guide. Got some rock elementals. These guys will help me. So the Trike, the Therizinosaurus, and all the other creatures will help me gather resources. These are some of the creatures you saw me tame in previous videos. And over here, the best bit is the breeding facility. So I now have a breeding facility, and as I get close, just listen to this, you can hear the air cons because I've used vanilla air cons again. I've learned my lesson with the S Plus stuff. So I've got some wyverns right here. I'm going to show you something. So if you look at the white wyverns on the middle row, those had color mutations. They don't have them anymore. They're all white, which is really interesting. So I don't actually know why that's a thing. Now, of course, I did use a mod to get the wyverns to breed, but the same thing happened to my color mutated Rexes. A lot of them just ended up being white, which is kind of annoying if I'm honest. That is quite a bad bug if you ask me. I've also brought over the Quetzals from Extinction. This was a project that I was working on and trying to breed Quetzals for stamina, HP, and damage. We've got two of the Managarmers. One of them is HP, and I think the other one is stamina. I just need a male. They're both female. We've got one of the Tyrannuses that you saw me tame, and a Tech Rex as well. And again, we've got some of the Thylos right here. Those two are the base Thylos. This is what I got from them. I'm trying to build a base pair for a start. So when I say base, I mean they're the Thylos that have the best stats. And I'm trying to build a base pair then to start breeding them for mutations. And I'm going to be specifically looking at stat mutations. And that's the aim of the game. The water section isn't all that great. I don't have a water breeding facility, which is annoying. And I mean, I'm going to show you, give you an aerial view of what the base looks like. And I'm going to kind of walk you through what I used to have. Ooh, my English. So this is what I've got here. I've got two Mosas, a Tuso, and a Plessy, plus some anglerfish down there. I'm going to be covering all these in guides on how to tame them and stuff like that. So that is going to happen. I'm just going to finish off with the land creatures, then move on to the water creatures in the game, and then afterwards I'll move on to the other DLC. So this is what the base looks like. Very tiny. As you can see, there are gaps between the base and the ground, so I want to cover those as well and then start expanding on that. Now do bear in mind that my previous base was slightly larger than this, and on 2 levels down here beyond the base there was a 3rd level, and up on that hill a 4th level. So that's how big the base was. Not to mention that there was a water section that was all closed in. So where the Mosas are, that was all closed in. Over there, right there, that had a underwater breeding facility for the water animals and creatures in the game, which I don't have anymore, and I'm gonna work on building one up again. I'll have to figure out how to do that using the vanilla structures because they are a bit derpy when placing down. It's all to do with how they connect to the ground. So I'll have to have a look at that. First things first, I'm going to cover all of the gaps underneath the base. I want to cover it all up, make it look as if it belongs here. It is a bit squarish, and I am going to build on top as well, so it will be a 2-level structure. I'm also going to build out back. I'm not going to go as big as that was before because I'm going to use the cryo fridges a bit more. There are several creatures that I still need to bring over from Volguero. I pretty much doubt that I do have Gigas left there anymore, bearing in mind how quickly those things starve out. But I do have some creatures over there that I will bring into Ragnarok. Apart from that, the Volguero DLC will become the Genesis DLC server once it comes out. So that's kind of where I am at. Lots of progress. This was a 3-day work, so that's how long it took me to get all of this done. Bear in mind, everything was spawned in, not the dinos, but everything to build the base was spawned in. Now this is all stuff that I already had, and that's not to mention the Ascendant equipment, the tech equipment, the black pearls, the metal, everything that I accumulated, it's all gone. So I'm gonna have to build up that stockpile once more. Like with the vaults, again, they are all vanilla. I'm just gonna keep any and everything vanilla, with the exception of some walls that I'll place around to economize on the space allocated to placeables. There's a certain limitation, and I don't want to exceed that before I finish building up the base. I will build a water facility, probably not as thorough and as covered as it was before, but that's going to be in due time, and that's going to be more for real rather than spawning stuff. And this is just something to get me started, something to house all of my dinos. As you can see, I do have quite a large amount of creatures I do want to keep safe, and with extinction coming out and new creatures for extinction, there'll be more that I want to store. I'm gonna go back extinction. I meant Genesis. Going back to extinction, I'm gonna have to go back to extinction to get some owls and some other creatures. I think primarily owls, maybe some volanosaurs, just to be on the safe side. I do have a gas bags that I need to bring over. Now, with the showcase out of the way, do expect to see more guides and tutorials on how to tame dinos. That is going to be a thing that I'm going to bring back to the channel. I'm not completely finished with it, as I said. I'm going to cover the remaining land dinos. There are a couple that I still need to do. So, for example, there's the Bronto, the Diplo that I haven't done yet. Then there's the little flyers that I haven't quite covered. So there's like the Pelagornis, the Ichthyornis, and all the other wonderful creatures. So once I've done that, I will move into the water section, and I'll cover how to tame every creature in the water, and then I will move on to the DLCs. The way I'm going to work that out is I'm going to start with Scorched Earth, then move on to all of the other DLCs in the order that they came out. On Scorched Earth, I will also cover how to tame the Phoenix. I do have a good guide coming for that, and I do realize that the Phoenix is a rare creature and hard to find, and definitely worth taming just because of how unique it is. So I cannot wait to get to that point. I think I'm going to redo all of the extinction how-tos as well, just because things have changed and the kibble system has changed, and I'm going to cover that as well. That is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on the channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon if you haven't already, so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. A link to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.